Okay, so this is Manufactoria 2022, and I've decided to do a blind playthrough of it because I really enjoyed Manufactoria, which was the original Flash game, which I played like 15 years ago. This is by PleasingFungus. I did open it up just to make sure everything was working with the recording, and I went through the first level, but that's it. So I'll just jump in and explain as I go. And just to set sort of standards for this playthrough, it's a puzzle game. Please no spoilers. This doesn't seem like a super easy game to spoil, but yeah, I'm just trying out a blind playthrough because I enjoy watching these and I thought I'd give back. So the concept of this game is that you are building robots in your garage, apparently. And if it's like the original Flash game, you have to sort them out based on certain rules. So, for example, I started by making robots that did exactly nothing. I could sell them as paperweights, pet rocks, avant-garde decor. The possibilities are endless. Let's see, robots are usually scary and dangerous. Battle robots, giant industrial robots, job-stealing robots. By being totally harmless, these nothing buts were already way above average. Great start. So this is the level I already did, and I'll just redo it real quick. If I can. Let's see. So, okay. So, the keyboard looks a little odd, but that's because my keyboard's a little bit odd. But essentially, I'm apparently trying to get these robots from the start to the finish, so this is just a tutorial. So, if I hit enter, you see the robot just goes from the start to the finish. And I'm successful. So I can move on to the next level. The only way my robots would do anything was if I programmed them, stamping symbols onto their tape. For my first program, why not a robot that stamped other things? Okay. Just escape or click on the construction. Oh, okay, so it starts blank, and I'm trying to make it do something. Stamps onto the end of the robot's tape, then sends it forward. And I can do red or blue ones, and I can control which direction. Okay, so I can turn red, then by pressing 2 I can make it blue, then another blue. And do I have a P? And P just toggles. Okay. Cool. So this will write red, then blue, and then drop it in the end. Great. With the press of a button, my robots would pop out a stamp and go wild on paper, wall, or whatever was in front of them. The kid who bought one told me it looked great on social media. Not my area of expertise, but hey, my robot worked. So yeah, so that's just teaching you how the stamps work, apparently. And then I have two options. Let's start with the maze bot. Looking for more complex challenges for my robots, I settled on solving mazes. It really tests my programming skills. Plus, they look so funny rolling around, bouncing into the walls. So there's like themes of you're building robots to do different things. Really, just solving different programming challenges and like to get certain results on the tape. And it's just sort of thematic what the robots are supposed to be doing, but they don't actually do it. So, okay. Let's see, place an entrance and an exit so that you can produce blue, red, red, blue, red. Oh, so I get to choose where the start and the end are. That's new. Start where all the robots start. Okay. And I can have multiple exits. Okay. So I need to do a start, I think. I think if I start here, that will get me blue. And then I can do red, red, blue, red, red, blue, red, and exit. Okay, so turned out to be easy to make a maze-solving robot, but hard to make it an interesting set of mazes for it to solve. Watching the robot wander, I considered repurposing it as a cleaning tool, a mop or a vacuum, but who'd want something like that? Okay, making fun of Roombas, I guess. Yeah, so I guess this level just taught you that you could both place more conveyor belts and that you can select where your robot starts and ends. Let's try the other path. Could a robot truly create art or music? Philosophers had debated the question for years. After I found an old flute in my garage, I popped it into a retractable compartment, added an air compressor, and got ready to find out. Okay, so this gives you a start. So I'm doing red, blue, red, red, blue, blue. Interesting. Oh, it records what is happening. Okay. Oh, so I have this, sends it in a pipe, so it just goes in a straight line. Okay, so this can go red to blue. This comes out to blue to red. And I do a conveyor belt, get another red. And then I'll need another blue. Come down here, and I actually need a pipe here instead. I think. So this should go red, blue, red, red, blue, blue, and then all the way through. Cool. Awesome. Delighting young and old alike, these robots use traditional flutes after the style of the Austrian village of Winterspurling to pipe a variety of merry tunes. Punched up the description a bit so I could sell the thing. Pretty good, huh? Yeah, so the puzzles so far, pretty basic, but they get much more complicated as we go along. And this looks like the first level where it's completely blank, so let's see. Good news, I was starting to make sales. Bad news, one of my robots got returned. I couldn't afford to just throw it away. Could I reset it and reuse it? Interesting. So it starts with red and blue. Remove all commands from the robot's tape before producing it for the X. Okay, so these are readers. If there's a red or blue at the start of the tape, this removes it and sends the robot in the matching direction. Otherwise, it sends the robot in a straight line out. Okay, so we're just doing red, then blue, then blue, and add an exit, and the start. Alright, yeah, so this should start at the start, go onto this filter, which will read the red and move it this way, which will then read the blue. Oh, I put the wrong one here. Okay, do I need... this one. Okay, so we'll go red, then blue, then red. And red, then blue, then red. Alright, so that just consumed it. Blank it out. Did I really have to tell customers this robot was refurbished? Maybe I could just call it extra loved. What is this? You got a medal for the longest time. Oh! There's like low challenge achievements, maybe. I don't know if that's on all of them. Well, they can't be on all the levels because I don't think, like, this one just went straight to the end, so. Alright, so maybe that's only some levels. I think I'll worry about that later and just do challenges as I feel like it. My friends told me how the kids crying and screaming all night, and it sounded like a real hassle. Instead of waking up to deal with them, what if a robot could gently sing the kids back to sleep instead? Place all 17 reds with blues, then produce. Okay, so we'll start here. We'll do this. If it reads a red, I'm going to replace it with a blue. And then that will replace all the reds with blues. But the last one is going to get red. So we'll have one too few, so I'll add another one. And then I should just be able to drop it in. Let's see if this works. So you can see it's replacing each red with a blue in time. And I speed up. I don't want to skip to the very. I just want to go a little faster. Nice. The Lullabot demo went great, but my friends politely declined my robot. They'd rather deal with their kid themselves. I didn't get it. Someday, everything would be done by robots. Why not start now? Is this all gonna go terribly wrong in the story? Let me just see. Can I replay that? Ah, I can rewind it. So you can see after I had all 17 blues here, and then it went through the filter, so it went to the left into this machine that ate one of the blues at the start. So I had to add another one to replace it. So that's what that end was for. And I got back to the 17. Cool. So I think I'm done with this, so I can move on to the next robot factory. And yeah, I'm gonna do that. So we missed the intro cutscene because I had opened the game before, but the idea was I had just been fired and then I was just making robots in my garage because it was a fun thing to do. So to my own surprise, I was selling enough robots that this could be more than a hobby. This could be a business. I made a few calls, well, a lot of calls, and found investors who liked my robots enough to give me a very large loan. I'd used half the money to buy an old factory, and the rest I'd used to hire people and make robots. I need big profits before my investors came calling, but how hard could that be? I'm noticing that everyone's crossed out except last chance loans. So, that's kind of funny. Let's see. With a freshly rented factory and a frankly alarming amount of money in the bank, there would be no more locally made, artisanally crafted toy robots. It was time to get serious on an industrial scale. So let's see what this is. When producing en masse, there would be failures. I knew there was only one solution. These robots must be destroyed, melted, crushed, reduced to their base components. Rough, but I was in business now and I couldn't show weakness. Junk robots that enter your assembly line with an empty tape, toss them into a file. Accept the rest, sending them to the exit. Okay, so the input can either just have red or blue or nothing. And we have a new junker, which destroys things. So I think what we need to do is just start with a robot. If it's red or blue, that's fine. If it's nothing, we send it to the junker. Otherwise, does the output need to be anything particular, or can I just drop it directly to the exit? Let's see. Cool. Yeah, so it just worked how I expected. Before, when a robot broke, the money came straight from my own pocket. Now investors were footing the bill, and they tolerate a heck of a lot more in the way of losses than I could ever afford. I could toss robots away on a whim. What a thrill. Oh, did I get a bunch of trophies? Let's see. Okay, so it was fast. It used few things, and it was small, and I beat it. Cool. So I got a bunch of like low prizes for that. It's better with machines than people. So for my company's first big project, a robot that managed hiring sounded perfect. Just give it a job opening and a pile of resume and would pick the candidate that fit the job. Okay, so I'm trying to do robots for everything. What is this? Accept robots that enter with 2 blues at the start, sending them to the exit. Junk the rest. Okay, so that seems pretty similar to the last one. I just do a robot. If it has a blue, check if it has another blue. And otherwise, sorry, and if it does, it goes to the exit, and I'll just put junkers everywhere else. Awesome. In retrospect, I was not the best person to judge how well the picker worked. It did put resumes in front of job titles, though, which I figured was good enough for me to greenlight the project and hire a whole lot of brand new employees. Next up, find out how well they do. Okay, am I hired and very hired? Okay, so next one, is it gonna judge people's jobs? So I can move on already, but I think I'm gonna finish these up as I go, unless, you know, I get stuck. Moving to garage to a factory presents some unexpected challenges. The building was huge and the parts I needed from robots were lost in piles of crates. I needed a helping hand to get anything done, and I knew how to solve that. Okay, accept robots that enter with at least 1 red and 1 blue. Junk the rest. Okay, so we'll start. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted, so robot goes down. This one needs something with a red and blue. And then we can do similarly. We'll do it this way. It's gonna come down. If it's empty, I'm gonna wanna junk it. If it has a red to start, then once I know it has a blue, I can accept it. But if it has another red, that's not a problem. The problem is just if it has only red. So I think if I feed it back, so if this is like 2 reds, it will go first here, go to the right, another red, come back, get fed back in because I haven't seen a blue yet, and then it will get incinerated. And I think I can just mirror that on the other side. And it should be good to go. Let's test that. Nice. My bot could pick up crates for me, but how to get it to them. I considered building another larger robot to pick up the first, but attaching wheels so the robot could push itself and was much faster. Nothing better than sending half a ton of welding steel and circuits hurtling around. There's a game that's it's like Skate Robo or something that I want to play. It's like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy-esque, except you're a robot on a skateboard just pushing itself. So maybe I'll play that at some point. Yeah, But a lot of these basic ones I am able to do fairly quickly just because of playing the original Manufactoria. So the puzzles so far are very similar in terms of like the mechanics you have. Let's see, with assembly line runs producing over 1,000 robots at a time, I say it might be time to invest in smaller scale tests, but how to test the tests? Using the test mode, produce a robot with red, blue, red on its tape. What? Red. Oh. Okay, cool. So that's just teaching you that you can run your own unit tests. Awesome. My test of the test was a complete success, I thought, but how to be sure? Should I make a test for the test? Yes, that is the problem in software engineering. Advanced testing. Oh, are we actually doing a test for test? Let's see. My earlier test of testing was in retrospect fairly straightforward. If I tried something more complex, would the system hold up? Better check now if I want to really. So let's see what this is. Producer robot has red, blue, blue, red on its tape when it reaches the exit. Okay. So if it starts with blue, and then has red, blue, blue, so it will read the first blue, move here, move to the writer, and then it should write the last red. Right? Right. Eventually, I suppose I'd have to stop testing robots and start building them. If only the robots would give me a hand. Okay, cool. So that's some nice UI updates from the old Flash game, which basically you just had to run things and it would tell you which one broke, but I don't think you could choose what you got to test. Oh, and this is giving me different options to start. Let's see. I've put an enormous amount of money into buying a robot factory. I wasn't entirely sure whether I could really sell them. Let's see. Marcus showed no such doubts. During his first day as our first salesman, he shook my hand and sat straight to work, selling our first commercial line of robots, home automation. Okay, well, you know what? I think that is a good stopping point for my first episode. So we will pick it up with the home division in episode 2. Let's see, are these? Oh, okay, Marcus has business cards there at the bottom. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I got for episode 1. I don't know, hope you enjoy it. If not, no big deal.